Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the King and I Late podcast.
Yes, sir.
I'm a little winded. It's your boys, Soul Touching Poet and my brother in here.
Son of Soul X.
We talking about when is enough. Um, again, www.kingandilife.com. That's all things King and I Life podcast. So go ahead and jump on that, people.
Yes, sir.
So let's jump back into this conversation.
All right, let's get it.
Whew. Yeah. Possessions. How do you determine what is enough? And this one is going to be interesting.
Yeah. The way I look at it is like this, right? When we say possessions, we mean cars, houses, materialistic things, in other words.
All that.
I say enough is when have enough to you have enough that meets your needs. It's not all about wants at that point. It's about needs. What do you really need? What do you need in your life to help you get by?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that right there, like one car, a big enough space that you feel comfortable to keep the damn rain off your head, um, enough money. I don't know. That's kind of a hard one right there because everybody can always use more money.
I wouldn't even throw money in that.
But we can always use that shit. We can use more of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you had to take,
but I wouldn't even put.
If you took it off the table
in the possessions category.
Yeah, if you took it off the table, meaning money wasn't a factor. Shit, enough to get by, enough where you can make a decent living for yourself and again put food on the table and keep the rain off your head. I would say.
Yeah, honestly, I just wouldn't even put money as a possession because we need money to survive, and that goes without saying. There's never, ever, ever enough money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I wouldn't even put money in there. But as far as like cars, I would say 2 cars is enough. But then for those who like motorcycles, 3 might be enough because you might have your daily driver car, you might have your SUV or truck for heavy moving this, that, and the other, and then you also might need that SUV or truck to transport that bike if you're moving that bike long distances and you don't want to ride.
Right.
As far as clothes being a possession, I feel like one should have enough clothes to last 2, 3 weeks, maybe. And I would venture to include shoes in that category. See, this possession list can get out of control.
Yes, it can.
Because I look at it like this: I have like 9 or 10 guns. Do I need 9 or 10? No. I honestly only need 1 or 2, 3 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I have plenty.
I think it was what's his name? He was one of the founding members of Apple. He's the one who was considered the brainchild of their company and the one that passed away.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, thank you. He I don't know how true it is, but I heard that he only had like 5 outfits and they all were the same. You know, all the shirts were the same, all the pants were the same, all the shoes,
Mm-hmm.
socks. He just believed in, being a minimalist like that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess it does take away the whole, let me make a choice about what I'm gonna wear because everything's the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that. I get that. If I had to, I could do it.
Yeah.
I think I could.
The thing about that, stuff like that matters to people who don't have a lot of money,
Right.
I'm going to say. Or stuff like that matters to people who don't have the mindset that as long as you have enough to get by, then that's enough. For instance, and I I honestly, I have probably, okay, let me put it this way.
All right.
I have one pair of tennis shoes that I wear on a regular basis, and I wear them to walk around chilling. I wear them when I do my little workouts here and there. I wear them, just on a daily basis.
Hmm.
Now, I have another four pair of tennis shoes, and I've probably worn one pair of them 3 or 4 times, one pair of them maybe twice, and the other two I haven't worn at all outside. So to me, two pair of tennis shoes is more than enough. Um, as far as regular shoes, I probably have about, I want to say, 7 or 8 pair, three of which that I wear on a more regular basis when I do wear them.
Hmm.
But for the most part, I wear that one pair of tennis shoes most of the time. So I get the whole Steve Jobs having 5 outfits and they all the same. I get that. I wouldn't have all outfits the same. I would have different outfits because I just want one to wear the same thing every day.
um, I never really been like a big sneakerhead. Um,
Mm-hmm.
hell, be honest with you, what is it? This 2021. The last time I bought a pair of sneakers was probably like 2015.
Mm-hmm.
2015 is probably like the last time I bought a pair. Wait a minute, I lie. I lie. I did buy a pair, but I took them back. But that
Mm-hmm.
was like 2018, somewhere around there. But anyway, I'm still rocking the same shoes I bought like in between 2010 and 2015. And I probably got
Mm-hmm.
around about 4 or 5 pair of different sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like three of those I don't wear too often because the colors on them they don't go with everything.
Right.
As far as dress shoes and casual shoes all together combined, I probably got like maybe 7 or 8 pair, and that's only because
Mm-hmm.
my wife at one time was dealing in the shoe market, so she was able to hook me up with some nice shoes at a pretty good discount. But I don't know. When it comes down to clothes, I never really been that like that fashion type dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
No,
it's
I
the
get you.
latest greatest thing. I gotta have it. I'm like, dude, I can go on damn Walmart honestly and find me a nice pair of jeans and a nice shirt, and I'm cool as fuck with that. But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't have to have all that fancy brand name shit. Just me though.
I can honestly tell you that most of the jeans that I have, I've had for more than 5 years. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, I don't do a lot of shopping like that now. What I do have a lot of is t-shirts. Way too many t-shirts. Way too many t-shirts. And also in my closet, I have way too many dress shirts. Um, I'll say I have way too many dress shirts now because of COVID. Because I don't really dress up going to the office, so a lot of them shirts I ain't wore in a year and a half.
Wow.
T-shirts I generally wear 7 or 8 t-shirts every 2 weeks because I'm not really around people to impress people like that. So it really
Right.
doesn't matter what I wear. Um, and just lately, as far as jeans, I've probably worn damn near every pair of jeans in my closet. Now I have 2 pair of jeans in my closet that are 2 pair of Levi's, a blue pair and a brown pair that I've never worn once, and I've had them a good 5 years.
Wow. We're just some regular guys, man. Just some regular guys.
Yeah.
I got a cousin of mine though. This dude, Dapper Dunn, homie. Dapper Dunn. Like he's not into it as in, he wants to buy everything and have everything. But this dude, when he put an outfit together, dog, dude be sharper than attack, homie. Sharper than attack. But I get it. Some guys are really into fashion like that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just a regular guy,
Yeah,
cuz.
there's nothing wrong with it, but I look at it like this.
Mm,
Unless you, well, I'm not in the public eye like that. I'm not a fashion head like that, so I don't need all that.
right. So let's say habits. What is the minimalist on habits?
I'm not the guy for it. I don't necessarily have a shopping habit unless it comes to tech stuff. Like, I was able to send you shit because I got too much shit.
Right.
Like, I have 3 mics in here right now. I have 2 mic stands. I have like 3 or 4 tripods. I have 2 cameras. I have in this room right now. I have 3 sets of headphones. One of which is on my head. Um, what else? I can't pick it up right now, but this light. I have
Hmm.
4 of these. I have 2 lights sitting over there with like the umbrella shades on, and I'm not using them. So when it comes to habits, I do too much.
Habits,
I
habits.
do too much.
Damn. I can't even tell you the last time I had a habit. I think the last time I had a habit was when I was single. I had a pussy habit.
Mm.
Had to have it. No, no,
I
I
get you.
really think like back then, women was my habit because I was just single and I was mingling. So
Okay,
I
I'm glad
had
you even put that like that.
that uh, habit of switching things up, meaning bringing new girls into the equation, new women, shall I say? But that was a very bad
I got you.
habit. That was a very detrimental habit in the end because if I could go back and collect the money I spent, oh my God, woo, son, ain't no telling where
Understand.
I'd be right
Understand.
now. But as far as habits other than that, I'd probably say cars and motorcycles. Those are my two biggest habits because I love customizing cars and motorcycles, and that's just my shit. But even now, I really don't spend a whole lot of money and time and effort into them like I used to.
So when it came to the women,
Mm.
um, what were you spending money on?
Dates, um, gas money, condoms, uh, trips, uh, nothing crazy, just like little weekend trips, whatever. But
Mm.
I don't know. It's more about dating. Like I said, the time that I realized that I had a real habit was when I looked up and I was dating like 8 women at one time, 7 to 8 women at one time. And I looked at my checking account. I'm like, how the hell am I always goddamn broke? Like, this don't make any sense. I make too much money to be broke. And then it clicked in my head. Well, if your ass stopped dating all these goddamn women and paying for every goddamn thing, you might have a little more extra money. So, not saying I was a paymaster. I just believed in, treating a woman nice.
It is painfully obvious to see why you feel the way you feel about dating women. Your ass was out there saving hoes.
No, no, no. There's a difference now. There's a difference. Because the
Oh
difference
no,
is I didn't pay goddamn light bills, car bills, and car notes
I
and
can't give it.
house
Can't
phone
give
and
it.
all that shit.
There's levels to it.
But
There's levels to
I
it.
did
If
take
you
him out
looked
on a
at your
date.
damn
And
bank account,
I would go get something to eat now. I would
if you
spend
looked
on a
at your
hotel
bank
room
account,
now.
if you looked at your bank account and you said, "Why am I always broke?" and you said, "Damn, I'm taking all these women out on dates,"
Yeah, yeah.
you was doing too much.
I was. I really was.
Because there was a time when I was dating 8 women
Hmm.
and I wasn't doing all that shit. Period.
Simultaneously
She would
though.
read, yes,
Oh, okay. All right, you had it figured
like,
out then.
bruh, I can go back into my archives. I'll show you later.
All right,
I'll show you later.
but yeah, that's
But
that's
yeah,
my
we'll move
habit.
on from that.
Yeah, yeah. We get off that.
um, and ironically, the next thing is monetary.
Hmm.
When is enough enough? Enough is enough when you look up and your bank account is saying, if you don't leave me the fuck alone and let me grow, um, I've been there before. But it's never been about women. It's always been about, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. And it's like, chill. Just chill.
Yeah. Um, I'll say monetarily wise though. I at this point, and I can probably say like the past 8 or 9 years though, I've been really conservative when it comes down to buying things. Um,
Mhm.
again, I like nice things, but I don't have to have the top thing. Meaning, I like a nice car, but I don't have to have the top
Mhm.
car. I like a nice living space, but I don't have to have the top of the fucking line condominium or some shit.
Mhm.
Um, I try to spend my money wisely. Meaning, when I go to purchase something, it has to be something that I can use to make me more money or that's going to bring in more dollars. But as
Mm-hmm.
far as now, like going out and just buying shit for the sake of buying shit, hell, fuck no. Like, mm-mm.
Mm.
It has to serve a purpose. If it don't serve a purpose, I'm not gonna, you know, drop my change up on it.
Yeah, I guess that depends.
But overall, how much is enough? Like, is there a dollar amount that you can say, hey, if I had this in the bank, I'm good. I'm happy. I won't have to place not one other dime in my account.
If I could be realistic, I would say $60,000. I'd be cool.
60K. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Mm, damn.
Of course, if someone said, "Give me a reasonable number that's not outrageous," I'd probably say 2 million.
I could do 2 mil. I could do two
Yeah.
mil. Um, my bare minimum dollar, bottom dollar, I would say 80K.
Hmm.
80K. I think I could. I'll be good with 80K. I could make that shit work. If I didn't have to add anything else to it or take anything else away from it, just sitting on 80K, I could do that
Yeah, yeah, for me, if I had 60K in the bank and I'm still living the life that I'm living, I'd be straight.
for sure. Okay, so keeping up with the Joneses, envy, greed, or lazy. Hmm.
I don't try to keep up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought about it, and then I realized that the Joneses have too much for me, or what they're doing is out of my salary.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for a lot of things, I'm like, I don't need that. Like you was talking about fancy cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I know a lot of people who get like a Mercedes or BMW because they want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to look like they have this specific status. And I personally knew someone who had a Benz that couldn't keep that motherfucker on the road. And I'm looking at it like this: you buy one of those cars, it's not always about the car note; it's about the maintenance. And I said, I would never buy a car where the oil change was as much as a car note. I need a car like I can change my own battery if I need to. I can change my own brakes if I need to. I can change my own oil if I need to. And a Mercedes Benz is just not it. They look nice, but no. Um, when I got my first Hyundai Sonata in 2008, I was happy as shit. It had everything I needed, and I didn't get the top of the line model,
Mm-hmm.
but it had everything I needed. Uh, it was 5 speed, great gas mileage, had all the space that I needed. Um, it was very reliable. So, that joker hit 256,000 miles. I got another one, 2015. Now, that joker's at 183,000 miles. It's adequate, reliable, great gas mileage. Size is perfect. So I have no desire to keep up with the Joneses. Are there cars out there that I would like to have? Yeah, like the Genesis G80, but I'm not spending 60,000 on a car. I can't bring myself to do it.
I understand. I will say this. Um, I have the car that I want.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has the car that she wants. And the cars that we have by chance are Mercedes. They're both Mercedes. But here's
Oh
my thing.
yeah.
I had a law professor, right? And he taught me a very valuable lesson. Um, he said, if you're going to get a car, get what you want, get something of quality. But once you're done paying for that car, there's no need to get another car. He said, if the engine go out on that sucker, replace the engine. If the interior goes bad, replace the interior. But there's no need to keep buying cars. And that made sense to me. And I've always wanted a Mercedes, and this is actually my third third Mercedes that I have. And the only reason I don't have the first one was that was back when I went through my financial hardship, and that was a Mercedes ML 55 AMG, and I loved that fucking car. I loved it. It was the little small SUV. The bitch was fast as hell, but it never gave me a liquor problem. If it did, it was usually I fucked it up because I'm just the type I like to work on my own shit. But I can honestly say both of our vehicles, we do take very good care of the maintenance on them. But neither one of our vehicles has ever left us stranded. We've never been out somewhere and the damn thing breaks down on us. And I enjoy the quality of the car because I did the research on the company. It wasn't necessarily so much about the car itself. It was about the research I found and discovered on the company that intrigued me. Um, but I think that again, my reasoning was if I'm gonna get what I want, I might as well get what I want. And once I'm done paying for what I want, I'm done. There's no need to keep adding cars or switching cars in and out. It's like it's funny because a friend of mine, me and him, we had this discussion. He was asking me, he was like, "Man, you still got that Mercedes?" I was like, "Yeah, I still got it." He was like, "How long have you had that now?" And I was like, "Shit, about 5 years now, 5 or 6 years." And he was like, "Man, you know how many goddamn cars I had in 5 or 6 years?" And I was thinking to myself, knowing you and you love cars the way I do, probably a lot. But again, my reasoning is I got what I want. I don't have to change the bitch out. Engine go, I just replace the engine. I'm good. But anyway, coming back to minimalist, this is why I figured if I'm gonna spend my money, let me get what it is that I want. And it's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about getting what I feel comfortable with and what I like. Now, some people will say, you know what, son, you full of shit. It's okay. I still got what I like. It's about what do you like. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses for me. Because if that was the case, I'd be riding around this bitch in a Bentley or some shit like that. But I've never been the type where I feel that I have to envy what someone else have. The only time I really envy someone else is when it came down to having a family. Like my older sister, she had a beautiful or has a beautiful family, and I saw that, and that's what I wanted. I'm like, man, damn, why do I have to wait to get what she has? But again, we all have our different walks in life, and when it's meant for you to have it, you will have it. But being greedy, ah, I think there's a difference between having greed and being greedy. And the way I look at it is like this: if you have greed, that means you want things. You might want things a little bit more than what the average person wants. But being greedy is, to me, is not only do I want what you have too. And I want what the next person has too. I want what everybody has. So I think that's the difference for me in between being greedy and having greed. But
Yeah, I can agree with you on that.
lazy, I've never been that type. I rather work for what I get. I don't believe in stealing to get what I get either. Even though I've had a few vehicles stolen from me, motherfuckers. But anyway,
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is the King and I Life podcast, and we are talking about when is enough enough. I'll wrap this up and come back at you.
yes, sir.
So www.kingandilife.com or King and I Life podcast information. And check check in with you on the next.
For sure, for sure.